Hey guys, welcome to a week in my life as someone who is a part-time lone pony. So the first day that I filmed was Sunday, and when I got there, Coco and Dom and I were both already in the stables. They had been in there overnight, so I just said hello to them. Belle and Ollie had been out overnight, and the other three were in the stables with Coco and Dom. The first thing I did when I got there was fill up their water buckets and their hay nets because they were running low. I then took off Coco's stable rug so I could groom her, as I wasn't riding today because the revel was horrible. For some reason I only filmed one video of me grooming her, even though I spent over an hour pampering her. Next we prepared the hay and the horses for the field, ready to go down. I put Coco's turnout rug on and Dom already had his on, so I put their head collars on as well. Lastly, I offered them both a lick-it. Dom wasn't really a fan, so just Coco enjoyed it. And then here's all four of them eating their hay. Then the final job for Sunday was to muck out both stables that had been used, and then that was the end of Sunday. Moving on to Tuesday, I first gave Coco some chaff to settle her stomach as we were riding today. I prepared all of this, including her tack, all before she came up because we were at a race against sunlight tonight. I then went to bring her in, and once she was up, I took off her rug so she could enjoy her food. Once her rug was off, I got to grooming and then eventually tacking her up. I included lots of transitions in this video because I didn't want to make it too long as there were so many days to fit in. The colour of the day was papaya from Lemieux, and we were looking very matchy-matchy with my jumper and the high vis. I don't usually go fully matchy-matchy. I didn't even realise that I did this day. Coco was very excited and spooky this day. Even leading her in from the field, she'd done a massive spook. Here I lacked brakes, but we were only going for a steady canter and she was nice, well behaved. She did manage to contain herself. So overall she was pretty spicy, and as you can see she was jogging along, bless her. Once we got back to the yard, I untacked and filled up her hay net whilst putting her rug on, and then we got to making the feeds. A follower actually requested this video idea, and I thought I'd film it this week because I had a lot planned and booked. Also, I know the week doesn't start on a Sunday, but I thought I'd show that day as well because I had such a varied week in terms of what work I did with Coco. Here you can see all the supplements that I'm giving for the horses, and Belle doesn't get any supplements because she's just a baby, she doesn't need any. Once I had made up all the feeds, I soaked them, gave them a mix and brought the three down to the field, apart from Coco's because she had hers up at the stable. We then prepared the hay bags and mucked out the two stables that were messy. They're not the best beds, but it was dark by this point and I had given up. I was so tired. Once Coco had finished her feed, we took her down along with all the hay bags. We also had to check their rugs as they were all staying out overnight, but they were all fine. The last job for Tuesday was to collect all the feed buckets and give them a nice rinse out. And you can't really see, but here are the horses enjoying the hay. And then that was the end of Tuesday. Now I thought I'd include Wednesday, as this day I took all of Coco's tack home to clean. This included her bridle and martingale, girth, and my stirrups and boots. As you can see, they're absolutely filthy, and I'd never let her tack get this dirty, but because I only loan her, I can only take her tack home on certain days and I need to let her owners know. So I used 2 sponges, 2 brushes and the naff soap. I think that's how you say it, I'm not too sure. I start by just getting the first sponge with warm water and just wiping down the tack. Ew, look at that water. Then I scrub my stirrups with a toothbrush. Now I would recommend using an old toothbrush, but I accidentally used my one. Don't worry, I haven't used it since. So I now have the toothbrush that I was meant to use and the one I accidentally used, both used for tack cleaning. As you can see, the tack is all now wiped over and hung up to dry. Next, I use the other sponge and a bit of soap and really rub it into the leather. By this point, the tack is literally sparkling. If you guys would like a more in-depth tack cleaning routine, just let me know. Now the reason I cleaned the tack is 1, because it was absolutely filthy and you meant to clean it after every ride anyways, and 2, because we had a lesson the next day. Now here are some before and after photos. Moving on to Thursday. Today we had a rally, so we started by loading up the trailer. And then we fed all the ponies. Thursday isn't actually my loan day, but because I had a rally, I was allowed to go and take Coco to it. I then took off Coco's rug and then put a fleece on her. Next we loaded up and then set off. I didn't actually get that many videos from this day, so sorry about that. Sienna's rally was first, so me and Coco just waited by the trailer and then I started to get ready. She wore her fancy head colour this day, and the colour of today was Fig by Lemieux. I only got one video of me riding in landscape, which is kind of annoying, but we move. It was also the only time we got dodgy strides, as you can see there. Coco honestly done amazing this day. I was super shocked as it was the best she's ever been before. I then didn't get any videos, but we untacked, brushed her off and also put her fleece back on. And sorry, this video is in portrait, which is also kind of annoying, but it's okay. But we weren't loaded for very long as our trailer got stuck. So we had to get the horses unloaded and stood hand grazing them for about an hour while we tried to move the trailer. Eventually we were able to load again and head home. Once we were back, I changed her rug and gave her some more feed. She kept smiling and didn't really eat, but we think it's because she was quite desperate to go out into the field. Here's her pulling some weird faces at me, bless her. We then turned both the horses out and gave them all some hair. Moving on to Sunday. When I got there, everyone was in their stable, so I went and said hello. Here's Ollie, Libby, Molly, and then Sadie, and then Belle and Coco. Yes, their stable setup is safe for them, and finally Domino. So the first job was to feed everyone, so here you can see them 3 just eating, and then I needed to take Coco's rug off and turn out Domino and Belle. Then we packed up the trailer, loaded up and headed off. Today we had another rally to be heading to. When we got there, I spent a good time just brushing down her legs, because when I brushed them they did actually seem to be getting a little bit cleaner, so I just spent some time doing that. And then I started tacking up. And the colour of the day was Peony by Lemieux. And once again, she was wearing her fancy fluffy head collar from Lemieux as well. And then we started riding. So this rally was pole work instead of jumping this time, so we were focusing on different striding between poles and just really getting the ponies thinking. This time I did get a few more riding videos in landscape so you guys can see more of what we did. Although I only got the first half of the session in landscape, so you didn't get to see when we were doing some more interesting things, but at least you've got some videos. Although I didn't get any videos of us untacking and then loading up again. But when we got home and my mum got out of the van, she didn't realise but she dropped her phone and the trailer ran over it, so that is the state of it. We then changed rugs and turned them both out with the other two. Then I started to do some jobs, so I first started with cleaning out the feed buckets and then I moved on to mucking out. There was 3 stables that were dirty that we needed to clean, so I'm doing this one. Mum is in the stable next to, well, right now she's watching me, but in a second you'll see that she moves on to the stable next to me. You might be able to see her through the bars. By this point everyone had gone home, but as it was a really nice day, me and Mum decided to stay and get on with some jobs. Now, what is everyone's opinions on deep littering beds? Personally, I'm not a huge fan, but I do see how it can sometimes be useful and cheaper. But these beds are all deep littered. Everyone at the yard deep litters these beds even. Yeah, I'm just not really a fan. I think it could be really good if it's done properly, and everyone at the yard does it properly here. But as I don't own the horses, I don't get the choice, so I just kind of go with the flow and just do what the owner wants me to do with the beds, if that makes sense. But yeah, I like to give them nice big fluffy banks and beds, which you can still do with deep littering, so that's what I do, kind of towards the end, you'll see. Another thing, you guys need to let me know what videos you want to see in the future. If you'd like day in the lives, week in the lives. I've never really done this before. This was actually suggested by someone, as I've said before, but I just don't know what kind of videos you guys like. I've got a new GoPro, so lots more GoPro videos will be coming out, which are a lot better quality as well. But one last question for you guys. Do you prefer straw or shavings? Personally, I do like shavings, as I find straw quite hard to muck out, but it is starting to grow on me, you know. And then here is a little before and after of the beds. I think there's quite a big difference. And then we started filling up water buckets. Here is an absolutely horrible video of me trying to empty my wheelbarrow. You can barely even see me. Don't judge my technique. Our muck keeper is like really hard to get up. So like if I just drag the wheelbarrow backwards, it like empties along the way. And then whilst Mum finished the last stable, I went and poo picked and I had a little helper. As you can see, it was such a nice day this day, it was so sunny. Then last thing I did was go and change Coco's rug. I was equipped with a lead rope and treats just in case anything went wrong. And here is Mum's last bed that she made. And that is the end of today's video. Let me know what you guys think and if I should do some more voiceover videos.